Hey everybody, so I am doing your read aloud for your chapter 4 exam. I guess let's go. If you have any questions about anything, of course, email me, pause the video, reverse, whatever you need to do. Okay, so your directions, the instructions say, this exam must be completed through Lockdown Browser. You will have 90 minutes to complete it and submit. If you run out of time, the exam will automatically submit for you. And just like every other test, you have 30 points coming from this one. All right. So question 1, most ocean food chains depend on phytoplankton as primary producers. Where in the ocean do phytoplankton live? Is it A, throughout all ocean waters because phytoplankton can tolerate a wide range of temperature and light conditions? B, within about 200 meters of the shoreline because phytoplankton depend on nutrients that wash into the water from the land? Or C, within about 200 meters of the ocean surface because phytoplankton require light to survive? Question 2. Year after year, Xavier raises a vegetable garden in the same plot of soil. He observes that the plants grow less abundantly from one year to the next, and they produce fewer vegetables. Which of these processes could help explain Xavier's observations? Is it A, the rate at which the soil bacteria perform chemosynthesis? B, the rate at which soil bacteria perform nitrogen fixation? Or C, the rate at which soil bacteria perform photosynthesis? Question 3. Autotrophs can be classified into two groups according to which of these properties? A, energy source, either sunlight or chemicals. B, food quality, either living matter or dead matter. C, water quality, either fresh water or salt water. Question 4. Rabbits are members of a community in a meadow. The rabbits eat grasses, clover, as well as roots, seeds, and tree bark. What defines the organisms that share the same trophic level as the rabbits? Is it A, meadow animals that eat plants and plant products? B, snakes, hawks, and other animals that eat rabbits? Or C, community members that interact with rabbits? Question 5. The diagram shows a model of feeding relationships in an ecosystem. What is shown by the arrows that lead to and from the raccoon? Is it A, the raccoon is part of several food chains and several food webs? B, the raccoon is part of one food web and several overlapping food chains? Or C, the raccoon is part of one food web but no food chains? Question 6. Which statement describes all primary producers? A, all are small single-celled organisms such as bacteria and algae. B, all take in food and break it apart to release energy. C, all take in energy to assemble energy-rich compounds. Question 7. Which of the following best describes the flow of energy through a food chain? A, energy flows from primary producers to consumers in one direction only. B, energy flows between primary producers and consumers in an endless cycle. C, energy flows between primary producers and consumers in either direction. Question 8. The diagram shows the model of an ecosystem. What does the model represent? Is it A, the total biomass in each trophic level? B, the relative amount of energy available at each trophic level? And C, the total amount of energy in the ecosystem? Question 9. Which vital element for life participates in the carbon, nitrogen, and phosphorus cycles? Is it A, chlorine, B, sodium, or C, oxygen? Question 10. Francine is developing a model of the carbon cycle, which involves the movement of carbon among various Earth systems. She begins by drawing the diagram shown below. How does Francine's model show the effect of photosynthesis and cellular respiration on Earth systems? A, the model shows that they have identical effects on carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. B, the model shows that their combined effects determine the level of carbon dioxide that dissolves in the hydrosphere. C, the model shows that they have opposite effects on carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. Question 11. Atmospheric carbon dioxide levels have been increasing gradually for many years. Scientists cite this increase as one of the main causes of climate change, which is a serious environmental problem for people all over the world. One component of a possible engineering solution to this problem is to use plants, algae, or phytoplankton to increase the global rate of photosynthesis. What scientific reasoning provides evidence that this solution could be effective? A. Plants and other photosynthetic organisms change into fossil fuels over time. B. Plants and other photosynthetic organisms provide food for consumers who perform cellular respiration. C. Photosynthesis acts to remove carbon dioxide directly from the atmosphere. Question 12. According to the food chain below, which of the following changes would have the most severe consequences on this community? A. The introduction of a second predator that eats field mice. B. A drastic decrease in rainfall, causing drought. C. The poaching of predatory hawks by game hunters. Question 13. Laney is asked to research an organism that performs denitrification. Which strategy is likely to be the most successful? A. Look for phytoplankton that performs photosynthesis. B. Look for ocean-dwelling organisms that perform chemosynthesis. C. Look for soil bacteria that convert nitrates to nitrogen gas. Question 14. A pyramid of biomass is one way to model an ecosystem. How does the amount of biomass change from the bottom of this pyramid to the top? A. The amount of biomass decreases. B. The amount of biomass increases. C. The amount of biomass varies only slightly and may increase or decrease. Question 15. What do the arrows in the figure below represent? A. Location of species in an area. B. Movement of organisms in a habitat. C. Flow of energy. Question 16. As water cycles through an ecosystem, which two processes may return it to the atmosphere? A. Hydrolysis, evaporation. B. Evaporation, transpiration. Or C. Condensation, transpiration. Question 17. The diagram below represents all the trophic levels in an ecosystem. Which level of the pyramid most likely contains the greatest biomass of herbivores? Is it A, which is answer option A, B, which is B, or answer option C, which is actually D? Kind of weird. But A goes with A, B goes with B, C goes with D. Okay. Question 18. The diagram below represents a pond food web. Which energy pyramid most accurately shows the energy relationships between three organisms in this food web? Okay, so my diagrams, I'm trying to make them bigger. That probably won't work. So for answer option A, we have algae at the bottom, protozoa at the next level, and bacteria at the top. Answer option B, algae at the bottom, snails in the middle, diving beetles at the top. Or answer option C, bacteria at the bottom, dead organisms in the middle, and crayfish at the top. So again, you're using this food web here to interpret these energy pyramids below. Question 19. Which factor would have the greatest effect on the flow of energy into an ecosystem? A, a small increase in the number of decomposers. B, a large increase in the number of carnivores. C, a large decrease in the amount of sunlight available. Question 20. Organisms that feed on dead or decaying matter are called A, carnivores, B, detritivores, C, herbivores. Question 21. Which of the following statements best describes the differences between generalists and specialists? A, generalists and specialists are not different. B, generalists have a varying diet. Specialists eat only one type of organism. Or C, both generalists and specialists have varying diets. Question 22. The diagram below represents a meadow ecosystem. Use this diagram to answer the questions below. So this is a short answer type of response. And you just have to put the letter. You do not have to write anything more than that. So the question here is, which trophic level or levels contain autotrophs? So would it be A, B, C, D, or E? And remember, it can be one or it can be many. Okay, you put whatever you think that would be. And by the way, I should probably specify. A is a type of plant, B is grasshopper, C is frog, D is snake, and E is, looks like a pigeon, but it's a bird of prey. It's something that would consume the snake. Okay, question 23, same diagram. Which trophic level or levels contain heterotrophs? And again, it can be one or multiple. Same organisms in that pyramid. All right, question 24. Which heterotroph in the same diagram would have the least amount of available energy in this ecosystem? Explain. So this one's worth 2 points. Tell me the letter and then also explain in a sentence why you think that would be the case. Question 25, same diagram. Which heterotroph would have the greatest amount of available energy in this ecosystem? And again, explain. Okay, so greatest amount of energy. And then 26, our last question on this test. Is it possible for humans to affect biogeochemical cycles? Explain your reasoning. You must choose at least one biogeochemical cycle to cite as support for your reasoning. Okay, so write that in a sentence or a few sentences. It is worth 3 points. So in total, you'll get a score out of 30. I have to go back and grade the short answer. And so that will be an additional, 9 points from that. So when you first get your score and submit this test, you're going to see a score that'll say it's out of 30. Truly, it's only out of 21. Okay. When I go in and add in your short answer points, then that'll make it out of 30. All right. So don't stress about that score when you first see it. Okay. That's it for this. Let me know if you need anything else. Otherwise, have a great fall break, and I will see you a little bit later in October. Bye, y'all.